Hi everyone, I am MD SHAMRAT MIAH and today I'm going to discuss about our command prompt on Windows system. So basically we use this command prompt with a very uh, few works like that when we try to connect our network system with some other networks, that time we just try to check that are we getting the response from other machines or not, like this way. So, and if I ask you that, are we only use our command prompt for like this way for checking connections? So if we getting the positive response, so that's mean connection is established like this way. That if I am doing like this way, um, ping. Uh, so on my system, I have my Kali Linux as a virtual machine. So I can write on my uh, virtual machines Kali Linux operating system IP address. So for that, so I'm writing in here 192.168.1.16. So I'm trying to connect with my Kali Linux as a virtual machine from my primary system from Windows. So when I hit on enter, so what it is showing to us? It's showing to us that from my primary system to my virtual machines Kali Linux, between of them there is a well-established connection has already created because we are getting a response from my Kali Linux IP. So this 192.168.1.16 is my IP for Kali Linux flavor OS system. So, so this is a very clear things that we are using this command prompt to build a big connection uh, with our systems to other networking devices. But if the system is not going to well established, the connection is not getting well established, so that's it doesn't mean that there is a problems on our command prompt. So on our operating system, on our primary operating system, we have a services options, and from that services options we will find uh, an options name is DNS client. So we have to keep that DNS client always active, and if we keep that DNS client active, so we can access any domain, any subdomain from our command prompt. So like this way, if I'm writing in here ping, and I'm not writing in here any IP address because it's a little bit tough to remember any IP address. So I'm just writing in here a test PHP for a subdomain, test PHP dot full-and-web.com. So when I hit on enter, so it is giving me with this subdomain's IP with a positive response, and it's meaning that there is a well-established connection. So on Windows system and Kali system, they have their same commands, but there is few different commands we will get because our Kali Linux and our primary system Windows, those two systems are they have their two structure, but most of the time we are getting same commands with the same reason. Okay, so like this way we have to be writing here CLS, so that's mean clear everything. So now sorry, now what I'm going to do, I am going to talk about few uh, features, few points from -h. So what is -h? Let's see that. Ping -h. So when I hit on my enter, so we are getting few features from our -h. That means help. So what is about T from our -t options? Okay. So what is T? So ping the specified host until stop. Okay, so I am doing in here something like that with using T, ping -t, and I am writing here test php dot boolean web.com. Why am I using this domain? Because I'm using this using this host name because this host, this website established for experiment purpose, learning purpose. Okay, if I hit on my enter, it is giving me reply. Okay, it is giving me reply, and how long it will give me the positive response from you from its DNS server until I press on Ctrl C at a time. So it's now finished. Okay, so at this moment, what I'm now going to do, I am going to do again CLS. Okay, so now I'm writing here ping -h again, and then I am getting again another option, name is -a. What is -a? So -a means resolve address to host name. So what is resolve addresses to host name? For example, that if you have a domain, and under this domain, if you have your few subdomains, so for all subdomains and for your domains, so you have few IP addresses. Okay, so for your domain and for your subdomain, your web pages need to be stored in a server. So this server should be provided by some organization, some company. So Amazon AWS, this is a kind of server provider. So I'm writing in here, if I'm trying to find which server is using test php.booleanweb.com, this domain. Okay, so ping, then I have to hit on a, then I have to be right on here test php.booleanweb.com. So if I hit on my enter, so it is showing me with positive response from its own IP that just a second please. Okay, so here reserve address to host name. So reserve address to host name is that I'm writing in here like this way, and so here I am getting pinging test php booleanweb.com. Okay, so if I am doing these things like this way, ping -a, then if I type in here 44.228 with its own IP, what's happened? I think there should be we are getting the same results, but I'm doing for one purpose 249 dot and 3. Okay, if I hit on enter, what it is coming now? Yeah, I just really want to get this information because from here we are getting the host addresses. The host addresses is here is the host address Amazon AWS. So that's mean that if we use -a, so we are getting the server provider information. So what is the next one? Okay, the next one is count, number of echo requests to send. Okay, so number of echo requests to send, that's mean is so basically that from my primary system, when I try to access a domain, so that time I can fix the response number. Okay, like this way. Just I have to retype on here ping space n, then I have to be mentioned 2 3 whatever I like numbers 3, and then I am doing test php dot uh, wool and wave woolenweb.com. And when I enter, so this is a very interesting thing. So you see this, we are get only 3 response from the Woolenweb uh, IP address. Okay, so like this way we can fix our response count also. So then what is L side? So send buffer side. So this is very important thing, that when we are trying to access a domain from our primary system, so we have to be sent a request for response from there, okay, from their server. So within this process, so when we are sending request to the server, so that time we have to be mentioned the buffer size for our data packet frame. Okay, so like this way we can mention it ping hyphen l, so we can mention 1500, then we can write in here test php dot test php dot uh, woolenweb dot com. When we hit in here, so this time we are getting these results. So we have to be writing here test -l 1500 test php dot woolenweb.com. So with this 1500 or 15 with 100 buffer size is acceptable for get a response from their own IP. Okay. So now what's happened? Uh, so one thing we have to be understand now, keep remember always on our head, that when we are sending a data frame for getting a response from there, for making a well-established connection, so that time we have to be maintain the fragment with our buffer size. So if we stop our fragment by using F, so what's happened then? We are looking at, okay. Now I am going to again writing in here. So by now I am going to use togetherly using hyphen F and hyphen L with buffer size. But hyphen F means don't set any fragment. Okay. So I am writing here ping hyphen F hyphen L 1500 and test php dot web.com. If I hit on my enter, what's happened then? We're waiting to see this. Sorry, it's wrong because I make mistake to write my host name. So ping hyphen F hyphen L, then I have to set a buffer size test php dot woolenweb.com. Yeah, so what is now coming out? It needs to be fragmented, but df set, okay, data frame set. So we put our buffer size, but the f is not allowed for fragmented. So we need to be fragment. Okay. So now what we can do, if we want to do fragment, we can change our value little bit. Okay, like this way. Ping hyphen F hyphen L. Then if I write in here 1561460, if I am doing less little bit about the buffer size, so test php dot booleanwave.com. If I hit on my enter, so what is coming? Ping request, could not find host TSP. Okay, okay, so it's not finding this. Okay, so here is a I did a mistake for write out my host name. So I can write like this way again: ping hyphen f hyphen l 1450, then test php dot booleanwave.com. If I hit on here, so we are getting response from uh, from the DNS server. Okay, so this is a DNS query. So now what we are going to do, CLS, and again we are writing in here ping h. Okay, so which thing we are doing now? TTL. Okay, so we are going to use TTL. So to what's mean TTL? Time to live. Okay, so if I am doing in here, sorry, like this way, ping hyphen I, and if I do in here 2 and test php dot booleanwave.com. If I hit on here, so what is coming now? Reply from 10.8 14.1. Okay, so one thing that I am trying to send a request to test PSP domain for access and waiting getting a reply, positive reply from testphpbooleanwave.com, its own IP. But its own IP is 44.228.249.3. But what happened in here? So when I did write in here ping hyphen I, so I means TTL count. So when I put in here value 2, so it means that when I trying to send my request to my DNS server for a particular domain like as booleanwave.com, so that on that during that time on a path, uh, my data packet broke after 2 steps. Okay, so that's why on a 2 steps that IP address was 10.8.14.1. So after passing 10.8.14.1, after this step with this IP address, my data packet couldn't pass to the right server. Okay, so if I am writing here CLS clean, okay, sorry, CLS, sorry, CLS. If I write in here ping hyphen I, and if I write in here 55 uh, test php dot booleanwave.com. So I am getting reply, okay, like this way. So we understand this thing. So again, CLS and ping H. So that was our actually so much common commands on our command prompt. And if I talking about hyphen V, so type of service IP version 4 only. This setting has been deprecated and has no effect on the type of service field in the IP header. So we are talking about later our count means record router count hops. So we have to be configuration for this router. S count is time stamp. So how long our data packet is going and coming to us, we can also get that. So J is host list, K is host list. We need router configuration. We are not doing that right now. W is a timeout. So that's mean that timeout is a millisecond. So we can use these options by seeing the total time count, and the hyphen R is use routing header. It's also we need to router configuration. So once you getting start configuration our router for making a video on our this YouTube channel, so we are talking about those few options what I'm not doing discuss at this moment. So I think that for our as a primary system on Windows, so we have to be know those points features from our help on command. So those are really very uses common uses on cybersecurity techniques. So I hope that those information will help to gain few knowledge about command prompt. Okay, thank you very much, and we hope that on our next video I will make that more interesting. Thank you very much.